Good evening to you all. It's been a good day in Parliament today, and to announce that the Mines and Minerals Amendment Bill has gone through Parliament and it's going to the Senate, and it will be a bill within a week after 1995. It's something, I think what we lack as people is we don't read enough. We're not reading enough. We are probably overtaken by events. First of all, riverbed mining is out in the new bill. I'm now responding to issues in the bill. Riverbed mining is out. I do not agree with that. The board will not be called board, it will be called a committee, and there shall be gender balance. The small scale miners will be there. The farmers too will be there. So these are some of the changes which are in the bill, which you must know. The aspect of some of the amendments that I have here is we not call it a board. It should be a committee which will consist of 12 people, which 6 will come from the ministry responsible for this act. 6 other members appointed by the minister of whom shall be their appointments in there observe 50% gender balance of the committee. But I was not too happy with that. I was going to change it to the demographics of the country. So where are the big youth? Yes, I think we need to go with the demographics of the country. Any board must resonate and go align itself with the demographics of the country. Because you cannot argue about the demographics of the country. You cannot go on about gender balance in where are the youth. If they actually constitute the larger population of the country. So to me, we must, I think, desist from this stereotype thinking of thinking gender-based, making gender noises. No. What are the demographics of the country saying? Percentage of youth, percentage of women, percentage of men. That should be across the board. On the board, even in the space of politics, it should be like that. 2, shall also be appointed by the minister from the panel of at least 6 names submitted by the Chamber of Mines of Zimbabwe. And 1 shall be appointed by the minister from a panel of at least 3 names submitted by the association in which the minister represents the interests of small-scale miners in Zimbabwe. Whether it's the Zimbabwe Mining Federations, you are accommodated there. The issue that you must understand, you tend to create so many institutions. You don't know which one to start with, because Zimbabwe Mining Federation, which is there, but others create another institution. And then you confuse so much, and then when you are confused, then you are allowing the thing referee to now make a decision because you are confused. So don't blame the thing ref for making a decision when team players are confused. So I think we must accept that there are too many organizations that you want to set up. You want to accuse political parties of being factional. You are just as bad to think blame. You don't like this one, just that you're not in politics. But how many unions are there? If you look at the Rhodesian system, which I've always said we must learn from, they only had one farmers' union. And it made progress. But how many do we have now? National Farmers Unions, how many do we have? So let's be honest, and with me, I'll tell you from a candid point of view, the thing Rhodesian model was good to follow. You might as well remove the name Rhodesia, which is not, then replace it with Zimbabwe. They thought ahead. Of course, we need to improve some of their thinking. In terms of the mines and exploration, they already had a company from 1961. And just because just at times we were petty, it was done by the Rhodesians, it must be. But these were better planners. So we talk about there not being exploration, but there is a company that they set up in 1961. And how can you talk about mining when you don't even know the quality, the quantity of your resources? Your first mass exploration is critical. The government must have records of exploration knowing that this is how much we have. We haven't gotten to that stage, and it's another bill that we have to also move. You also got the farmers. Who is more powerful, the miner or the farmer? And the bill, it's everybody is equal. So we cannot have a situation where one sector is more powerful than the other. We cannot be a country of mining and we don't eat. That cannot happen. We've got to balance that. So that has also been included in terms of the artisanal miners. Yes, everybody agrees, even from their name, the change is there. But there's this whole story that goes on about artisanal miners being the people that have done a lot of gold production, but it's because they've been given more resources and money. The large-scale farm mines are not getting anything. And we must be honest about this. But equally, from an environmental point of view, and I challenge you, they've also destroyed the environment. We must be honest. While production has gone up, the environment is also finished. And Zella, you seem to be quiet on that, but you support them. And yet you have, environment. That's something I want you to respond to today. What are you doing about the small holes which are being dug? And no one is closing them up. So let's be honest and let's be candid about the environment. The aspect of environment is critical. In the Constitution, it's very clear that it supersedes anything. If it's harmful, the environment is critical. So to me, you have a situation where with EIA, what comes first, I always say it, and it's something that we were going to deal with in this parliament, where we're supposed to have a joint meeting with the Committee on Environment, to say what comes first, because the mining license is there. So is it EIA first? Is environment first or mining? But you have a situation where the mining license seems to be more powerful than environment. So where are we here? So that is something that we needed to also deal with, so that we are able to really understand in terms of environment what takes precedence over the other. In terms of human rights, yes, I think there's nothing worse than small scale in terms of violating human rights. Oh, we've got to be candid about this. Who's mining there? Who's employing the people? Let's go and see that. Let's not be hypocritical. Let's go into the multinational companies, the large-scale companies which are there, follow the law. You talk about politicization of personnel, of projects, of artisanal miners, but we also have got to look at the NGOs. Are you also not benefiting from giving a story which is not true? Oh, let's be honest on this day. We've got to be candid. NGOs, what are they doing in protecting the environment? Yet they're saying, let's go to small scale. But who are the small scale employing? Their children are not going to school. So what are we doing? We're destroying generation because we want mining to be important. So we've got to look at all those factors as well, pertaining to all that. There's also the issue of, I can see that maybe we're not aware of the many amendments that came through and all that, but that's really what it is. There's no ways that we're going to allow a situation where some of the issues that you brought up, like I said, riverbed mining was there. We told the minister we're not going to. But one of the issues, before I hand over the chairman, is that as a nation we seem to be reactionary. And we're talking about this when the bill has already gone through. Where were we before that? Zella is critical. I mean, you're the committee. Why don't you write to the committee? And they know they have a good relationship with things in Parliament. Write to Parliament. The Marangi Trust people, they come on diamonds, they come, they write, we see them, we hear what they have to say. Parliament is not closed for anyone. But I think one of the issues which I think is important is for us to understand the Constitution, to understand the powers of Parliament. People say, but you're calling the former president to Parliament, you're calling, it's because you have never understood the powers of Parliament. You've never understood that when you elect somebody to be a member of Parliament, what powers they have. You think you're sending somebody to a school, to boarding school. You're not sending somebody to a boarding school. You're sending somebody to represent you at national level, at all issues of governance. Somebody who should be watching what government is doing. That's what Parliament does. So it's for you to decide, whoever you're sending to Parliament in your constituency, are they able to articulate and understand issues? Or is your friend, is patronage, you're sending them there? So at times, what you put in is what you get out of it. The people who are representing you are a reflection of you to take the blame and change the next election. Thank you. I think you're being fair, being honest. I think I would say you read the bill, and there are so many good things that you see in the bill, and it cannot be a bill which will make everyone happy. but it is a start. And laws and bills are subject to amendment by the people at the time. Parliament is there to be able to do that. So I think we go through it and look at other areas. Am I? Yes, the traditional leaders. I'll check on that. I think it's an oversight on our part. It's an oversight on our part. It's important that they're involved, and I see that there are many other players too who are not involved, who should be involved. And then the issue on the prospectus, yes. Can I don't know. I gave an opportunity to come before the committee. Do you know there are many people who did not come before the committee? Who, even in other Miners Federation, still wanted to come before the committee and add more things. And I think when you're given an opportunity to come, and you still believe, and I said, and I went and saw the minister, and you were there, I think it's important for you to tell the true story. I even facilitated to go to one of the members, set up a committee to take it there so that the issue is discussed. There were two ways to it. It's either we postpone the bill and wait for the next sitting, or the bill goes through. Because the minister had taken all this recommendation to cabinet. And when they go through cabinet, there was no reversal. Whilst your point was valid, I even took the minister to task. The minister was of the opinion that, and this was his opinion, says, we don't need the peggers because we also shift and disturb the system. We also need an advanced way of mapping. We're into the ICT world. There's Google Maps now. Do you really need people? So as much as it's going to affect your employment, but from a record point of view, they're saying they change as well. And this is what the minister said, that as much as the peggers are needed, but they also change areas on the ground. So when you have a cadastral system, it's more of technology, where even wherever they are in the ministry, they can see that this is the area. So it's an advanced way, and unfortunately, when you bring in technology, you also affect people's jobs. We must understand that. You talk about the police being many, you want video cameras. When it's the police, you want them off. But once you bring in technology of video cameras, the police will not be on the streets. So to me, Zimbabwe also has got to be was going to be part of the global thing. As much as I understand you, but Zimbabwe is moving forward. The issue of the miners, so we tried, as you know, but the minister has taken this to cabinet, he could not reverse it. The issue of the miner and the farmer, what do we want? It is the product we want. And why do you think the miner must always be a miner? Why can't a farmer be a miner and just all you want is to extract what's on the ground? So if a farmer can extract what's on the ground, that's all we want. I think if I can be honest, you see, so to me, we've got to appreciate that these are the resources that somebody has been given, and they are there. What we want is utilization. If you as a miner can then have a joint partnership with the farmer, then that's up to your arrangement. But the issue is us utilizing the resource on the ground. Who does it is not important. All we want is it to benefit the people of Zimbabwe. The issue we are calling Minister Chenamasa to explain to us in terms of the legal framework. I have not understood it as well. Why indigenize two minerals? And what about the thing rest? In the Indigenization Act. So what about those that started already indigenizing? What do? Do they stop? You see, there's so much, and we have asked him to appear before us to try and clarify that pertaining. What I want to say to you is, this is a start, and I think this bill was long overdue. It's not the perfect one, it will never be the perfect one, but I also want you to exercise patience. You've heard since 1995 it was not done. We've come in, we've done it, and I think there are certain things which are also not proper. Zimbabwe Mining Federation, I think in terms of the prospectus, you also work with them, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Takarashi. But checking with him, you also don't attend meetings. I think he's here, so he can respond, because that's what I said, there are too many organizations. And being too many organizations, we can't accommodate which mining organization should we deal with. Which mining organization represents all of. But apparently you are affected. Did you ever sit down and talk to them before this bill happened? And the bill, understand this, it's a contribution of many people around the country. Let's understand this. And the majority will have their way, and the minority their say. I mean, that is democracy. So, as much as you want this, if we put it together, we will now see what is required and so forth. So, the critical issues that did you know about it, and if you're also, I also urge you to follow through. I mean, for me, for this bill to pass through, I was going to the minister's house on Sunday. But can I tell you one thing? I'm not a miner, I don't own a mine, I'm not an engineer, I know nothing. But I'm executing my duties to ensure this happens. So some of the issues, honestly, that you bring up about mining, I don't understand. But what I knew was to push this bill through, because I took over as chairman. I was not there for the thing public hearing. Okay, I only took over 3 months, as you know, but I was not there at the initial stage. So some of the issues I might not be able to raise. So the work that was before me, I had to conclude, just like I've done. So yes, maybe some things were left out. I'm sorry about that, but the committee had already made resolutions. I cannot come in as much as controversial as I am. I cannot change what the committee would have resolved. I have to go with the resolution and the findings of the committee. You know, I don't work alone. I don't have that power. The committee is with everybody else. So some of these issues were before me. So if they were left out on behalf of the committee, I apologize. But we went to the minister to try and get it going, and we couldn't. I think which other question have I not answered?